Assalamu alaikum students. Today is our revision class 2, English revision class 2. In this revision class we will discuss another grammar exercises which are included in your textbook, and that is of unit number 2, and some of them are of unit number 3. Let's discuss what are modal verbs. Modal verbs are the part of unit number 3, okay? What are modal verbs? We have discussed this exercise in detail when we were learning this unit and doing the exercises of this unit, but let me explain it again. Then if you have any misconception about regarding anything, and if you have any difficulty, so you can do it, you can clear out it, you can sort out it. They are auxiliary verbs that provide additional and specific meaning to the main verb of the sentence. Modal verbs are sometimes referred to as modal auxiliary verbs because they help other verbs. See, auxiliary verbs, why they call auxiliary, modal auxiliary, because they help the other verbs. When now there are some modal verbs here, and they told you how you will use it, where you have to use them. For example, can. So whenever you want to show some doubt, you want to show some ability, astonishment, permission, politeness, request, so you use can. For example, in the sense of request, I say, can I take your book? Can I take your book? So it is a kind of request. For example, politeness, can you please pass me that jug of that bottle, that water of jug of water, sorry. So this is politeness. Astonishment, I cannot believe this. When I say I cannot believe this, so this is the expression of astonishment. Me, permission. Now me. Yes, for ability. When I say ability, he can do this. He can do this work very well. So now this is showing the ability, means the ability of doing something. You can use can. May, permission, supposition, without, if not, prohibition. Give me example. When you taking, ma'am, may I come in? Sir, may I come in? May I go to washroom? You ask me on daily routine these things, so that shows asking permission, so you use may. Supposition, maybe she is coming tomorrow, maybe she will come tomorrow, maybe she has gone yesterday, so that is doubt. Supposition, you suppose something, you are not sure about it, then you also use may. With doubt, same condition with doubt. When you have a doubt, maybe she is my sister. Maybe, for example, someone who is standing far away from you, you are saying, maybe she's my that cousin, maybe she's my friend. Yes, so there is a doubt, no certainty. There you also may use may. Must, obligation, firm necessity, must. For example, you must do this work when there is no choice with you. The obligation, for the fulfilling of obligation, we also use, like for example, Muslims must pray 5 times. There is no condition they should pray, they must pray, they have no choice. Shall, intention, when it shows intention, I shall go to market, it is an intention. So here, there you use shall. Will also will shows desire, will, let me think, I'll do this. Now the thing is not, but you desire to do that thing, so you use ought to, strict recommendation. For example, you ought to obey your parents. You ought to obey your parents. Strict recommendation. Then instant advice. That is your moral duty. Then you use ought to. Need, necessity. You need to go there. That like necessity. Have to, unwillingness, force, circumstances. For example, you have to complete this work. Means maybe you are not willing to do this, but you have to. You have to do this. Why you are not doing things? You have to. We say sometimes would, for example, you would like to take tea or coffee. There is a kind of wish there. There is a kind of choice there. You would do this maybe or not. So these are some examples regarding can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, must, ought. Now there are some examples. She can read Spanish language. There is you can say there that is ability. Can you return my book? That is politeness. Request, you can say, could you bring me a glass water? So that is a request as well. Could you open the door please? That is request as well. Could you use in this sense? May, might. She may have caught a fever in the night. The condition is not certain. May I come into the classroom? Request, permission. It might have done damage inside. Either situation might be the case. Might when the things are not clear. You will remember our whole life. John will play. You will remember. See how the sentence is used. You will remember our whole life. Okay, means intention, desire, wish that of remembrance. John will play football tomorrow. John will play. Now there is a desire of playing football tomorrow. Would you like to have coffee? Choice. C. Would you open the door please? There is another choice if you want to. If you want to do this, so you can open the door. Next year I shall buy a new car. Now here is an intention. Today I shall watch a movie. Intention of doing something. You should attend the class more regularly. Now there is a choice, but there is a kind of advice here. Advice is giving. We should drink a lot of water. Advice. Understand? Not strict recommendation. Here, now you will see the difference. We must attend his marriage. There is a strict recommendation. We must have to do this thing. You must not spit in this zone. You must not spit in this zone means a kind of advice, but there is a strict recommendation. We ought to love our younger. Ought to means the thing is necessary. You ought to clean up your room. Here, the necessity of a thing is giving. So we use here. Some examples are also there. You can see the examples. You can take a screenshot of them and you can see how they are used. Even the uses are given here. For example, he can find any street in London. Here they show you that is ability. You can take a taxi. That is a suggestion. Can you take me to Victoria Station? That is a request. Now after that, see, if I see the must, you must be back at 10 o'clock. That is obligation, duty. Look at this now. It must be cold outside. Certainly there's something is true. Have to. You have to be back at 10 o'clock. Or obligation. You need to study a lot. That is obligation. Understand? You must not drive without a license. Prohibition. You must not. There is a not prohibition. When you take a strict action on something, you prohibit it on something. You don't have to call a taxi. Lack of obligation. See, don't have to is not used in more of your sentences. Can, can't, could, may, might, must, have to, need not, even must not, they are used. Okay, ought to. You ought to drive more carefully. Here the opinion is given advice. So you can see how they have used these. You can take the picture as well, and you can practice it more. Now going towards the next exercise, that is about the prefixes and suffixes. What is prefix and what is suffix? See, prefixes come at the beginning of a word and change the word. It come at the beginning of the, for example, if I say cover, the prefix comes and it becomes uncover. View, and the prefix come and it becomes review. If I say instead, impatient, for patient, impatient. The prefix come and it change the word. If I say respect, disrespect, it changed the word, it changed the meaning of the word. For example, slave. Slave means who is obeying you. Slave, नौकर जिसे कहते हैं, okay? Slave, ghulam, and the prefix come and it enslave, ghulami. Then before, then mistaken, taken, for example, taken. That is a third form of take, but when I add a prefix to it, mistaken. Sight, aside. So these are the prefixes. When you add it to a word before, then it changes the word. But remember this, don't get confused among the suffix and prefix. Prefix come at the beginning, whereas why I have write it together, that to make you understand that suffix come at the end. See here, for example, that is safe. See, safe on the 1, 2, 3, 4. Why I choose this? Because the upper one can be like form of verbs as well, but this one is the changing of verb. Safe and safety. I say stay safe, and this is for your safety. Now that it's changed the meaning. For example, is if I say that or is added, dishonor, tension, reversible, reverse and reversible. Now it change it. Partial. Now it changed the meaning. Suffix. There are so many suffixes. See here, there are some prefixes, some suffixes. For example, rack, rackage, assistant. So there are teacher. It changes when I add so it change. Decorate, decoration. Paint, painting. Spoon, spoonful. Even helpless, helpful. Careless, careful. These all are the suffixes which change the meanings. Here you can say these are the example of prefix and these are the example of suffix. You can see here these are the example of prefix. Disconnect, disembark, embrace, emphasis, are added. Code, encode, counter, encounter, cast, forecast, sight, foresight. See, balance is a different word, and imbalance when you add imbalance. So these are some examples of suffixes and prefixes. You can see from here, you can take the picture and you can learn it. After that, we have pronoun antecedent agreement. A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. Writers use pronouns to keep from using the same noun over and over again. and antecedent is the noun that is referred to by the noun. What is a pronoun and what is a, you know that pronoun is a word that is used instead of a noun. Antecedent is the noun that is referred to by the noun. See, what is antecedent? Let me explain. When the whole has water in it, now it is used for the whole. Understand? It is a pronoun. But so whole is a antecedent. Whole is a antecedent because it is used for that whole, not for any other thing. Not for any other thing. If I say I saw her, it was flying. So it is used not for her here. If I use she, then it will be I am talking about that her. For example, Sarah cooks a dish. It was very tasty. Now here what is the pronoun antecedent? Dish, because I am talking about the dish. If I say Sarah cooks the dish, she was tired. Now I am talking about the Sarah, pronoun antecedent. See, when the whole has water, whole is an antecedent and it is a pronoun. I am talking about this. It shows that we talked about the whole. After the grubs become beetles, they eat their way out of the chamber. See, grubs, they is used for the grubs, pronoun, and it means antecedent is a grubs. Become beetles, eat their way. Become beetles, so beetles, for the beetles they use their. So that is a pronoun. And beetles is an antecedent. That is with the blue. The young boy watched the bluebird. The young boy, we are talking about the young boy, watched the bluebird until he saw the babies. He is used for that young boy. So boy is an antecedent and pronoun is, and he is pronoun. Do you understand now for why you learn this pronoun antecedent agreement? Because to understand the anaphoric and cataphoric reference. See, anaphoric reference means that a word in a text refers back to other ideas in the text for its meaning. It can be compared with cataphoric, which means a word refers to ideas later in the text. अब देखिए, I went out with Joe on Sunday. She looked awful. See, reference means that a word in a text refers back to the ideas. Refer back to the ideas. I went out with Joe. So Joe is the antecedent. She looked awful. This she clearly refers to Joe. There is no need to repeat her name. For example, Alia is a good girl. She obeys her parents. Now this she is used for the Alia. No need to repeat. So that they agreed to each other. Alia is a antecedent and she is the pronoun. And this is the anaphoric reference. Anaphoric refers back to the ideas. This she refers back to the Joe. Whereas the cataphoric reference means that a word in a text refers to another letter in the text and you need to look forward to understand. It can be compared with, which means anaphoric reference, which means a word refers back to another word. Now here the pronoun comes first. ये बस बात याद रखें. In anaphoric pronouns comes after. पहले जो है वो noun आ जाता है जो name basically होता है. Then और cataphoric में ये होता है कि pronoun पहले आता है name बाद में. When he arrived. Now I don't know about whom you are talking. When he arrived, John noticed that the door means John. John is the pronoun antecedent, but it is a cataphoric reference. It refers forward या it refers later. ही पहले आ गया, pronoun पहले आ गया, John बाद में, antecedent बाद में आ गया. बात समझ आ रही है? So antecedent बाद में आ गया, तो ये जो है वो हमारा क्या हो गया, later in the next या forward. A text refers forward. वो जो है क्या है, backward refers करता है in the text, और ये जो है वो forward refers करता है. So I hope the concept of anaphoric and cataphoric is clear to you. After that, we have indefinite pronoun. Definition of indefinite pronoun is a pronoun that refers to a person or a thing without being specific. When we don't say the specific, for example, I say, I have nothing for breakfast. Nothing is specific here. I have eaten everything in my fridge. Everything means there are so many things comes in everything. No specification here. I need to find something. What something? Like there is no specification here. Anything would be okay. These kind of pronouns are inspecific. See from the name indefinite. The thing, they are not definite. They are indefinite. You are not confirm about it. For example, there are some list of those pronouns: another, anyone, anything, each, either, enough, everyone, everything. And they have written the uses. We finally move to another apartment. I swear I would not tell anyone this secret. Now in anyone, so many things come. So many persons come. Another apartment. Anything is possible if you believe. Each company is fighting to protect. Now nothing is specific. So that's why we use these words to show that indefiniteness, that unspecificness. You can take the screenshot of this and see here we have separated them. Like for people we use someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, no one, nobody, everyone, everybody. And for the things we use something, anything, nothing, everything. For places we use somewhere. For example, she has gone somewhere. Like I don't know, indefinite, anywhere. We can go anywhere in the world. Anywhere, nowhere, now, here, everywhere. So these are about the people, places and things. Now some, for example, they have given you the example, some was sitting on the sofa. Can you do something to help? So here there is a use of them. You can take the picture of them. That is a very simple topic. That's why I did into this. That is a very simple topic, that it depends on the sentence, that what you have to use. Till then, Allah Hafiz, stay safe.